think about the amount of conversations you've had, thought provoking, and you're just like, oh, I wish somebody was just hearing this, or I wish we were, or maybe I can come back to this thought later, and like revisit it, and then okay, so
No,
we're
I mean, the Thurston Consort is an ensemble.
Okay.
I'm not. It's more than me. In fact, the musicians that perform in the Thurston Consort are top flight musicians, and they're far superior than I am as a musician. But they're wonderful.
Okay. So how many members strong is the consort?
Well, there's 5 of us.
Five,
Me,
okay.
and I play the hammer dulcimer, which is a trapezoidal instrument with a bunch of strings on it, and I hit them with little mallets. And then I also do the percussion in the ensemble.
Okay.
And then we have a flute player. Her name is Hannah Bitterman. She's graduated her music degree from the University of Michigan, and she plays in many ensembles in the region, in the area.
Yeah.
And then in my mind, I'm stepping away. Who's further now to my left or to my right? And then our violinist, her name is Lisa Kemsky. Lisa Kemsky is also the first chair viola player with the Lexington Symphony. And then next to her is Rich Gibbon, and he's the first chair trumpet player with the Lexington Symphony. And they all play in various different symphonies and ensembles.
Are most of the people in the ensemble multi-instrumentalists, like they play other different instruments, or?
No. Well, I mean, Lisa, the string players, Lisa, and I forgot to mention the cello player,
Oh, yeah,
Lori Struby on cello, and she plays in several different ensembles, and she's the section leader of the cellos in the Fitchburg Community Orchestra. So.
Okay.
And do they play multiple instruments? Well, the string players, those that drag cat hair or drag horsehair over catgut, they play they play cello and viola and violin, so they mix it up. And I'm sure that Rich plays several different types of brass with a smaller mouthpiece.
Yeah.
And then I'm a multi-instrumentalist. I mean, I play the hammer dulcimer in this ensemble. I've also played concertina in this ensemble. And I play various other sundry instruments as well.
Okay.
And then this concert that we have coming up on the 25th of September at the Rollstone Congregational Church, the church next to the CVS.
Okay.
It's 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. We have a singer, a fellow by the name of Jackson. I forgot Jackson's last name. He'd be so upset with me. But Jackson is, he's a new musician, came to Fitchburg. He grew up in Haiti and studied at the University of UMass Boston music.
That's awesome.
And he's a singer, so he's going to be singing. And the subject of the concert, since I'm on a roll here, is music of the First New England School. First New England School refers to musicians, New England musicians from the 18th and 19th century, early 19th century. So it's going to be a fascinating program.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I imagine I imagine there's a lot of history there, especially in New England.
in Fitchburg, yeah.
In Fitchburg, but especially, I was just talking to somebody about how vast New England is, and like how we don't like, in Massachusetts people are like, oh, New England's just us in New Hampshire.
I mean, some people think that way, but I like Vermont a lot, so I always include them.
Most indeed. So are most of these players are Central Mass? Are they originally from Central Mass?
Well, they're not originally, but they are regional musicians.
Okay. What about you? Where are you originally from?
Well, I grew up in Schenectady, New York, but I first moved to Fitchburg in the year 1980, and then bought a house and lived in Barre, Massachusetts, and then moved back here,
Shout out
I guess,
Pie Town.
2013 or something.
Yeah, shout out Pie Town.
Pie Town in Barre, Massachusetts. If you haven't been, you should check it out.
Pie Town?
Pie Town. They specialize in pies, various types. They have quiche,
No way.
berry pie, pumpkin pie,
This is another
chicken pot pie.
culinary gem
In Barre, Mass.
in Barre, Mass.
Yeah. Also, the Wholesome Market has excellent pizza. Also in Barre, Mass. All right.
Well, that's marvelous.
Mm.
Now you know.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure the Barre Chamber of Commerce is very is very happy for the plug.
Listen,
Shout-
anywhere I eat that's good, I'll plug it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll tell you that. I've eaten my way through the state twice, Noel.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's on a culinary roll.
Oh yeah. You don't get this body by not eating.
You know all about it.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
So, chamber music, like a lot of people wouldn't necessarily be familiar with chamber music if they just heard the term. I mean, not a lot of people, but certainly the people who watch this show normally. So it's like, how do you explain what chamber music is to the uninformed?
Well, chamber music would be music that is labeled, oh, that's classical music, but it's a smaller ensemble, usually about 4 to 5 musicians. We, in fact, are a consort, and a consort, we chose to label ourselves as a consort because the definition of a consort is wide open.
Okay.
Instrumentation is not specified.
Yeah.
The music that the ensemble plays is not specified. The only thing that is specified in the definition of a consort, and this will be at our next concert because we're going to have a singer, at that concert we were, by the strict definition of a consort, we will be a broken consort because we have a singer.
Interesting.
This is all based on the
Wait, so
Harvard Dictionary of Music.
if one of us were to do music with the consort, we would be a broken consort.
Well, if you were singing, yeah.
It has to. Because vocals or your voice isn't considered.
An instrument?
I don't know. We're talking about
This is like
European history.
Right.
The point being that the definition of a consort is so loose. I mean, it's implied that you're playing a specific genre because we chose to use that word, and we do play that genre, but we've also mixed it up. I mean, our first recording we did was music by Fitchburg composers. Nobody's ever recorded Fitchburg composers, and it's marvelous music. And sorry it never happened. Well, I'm glad it. But I'm glad we did it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So in theory though, right? Another musician, such as us here, right? Like we could be the composers of the music, give you the music,
Yeah.
as chamber musicians, and then you guys can play it as the consort.
Yeah. Do contemporary?
Yes.
Yeah, we did contemporary. We do that recording I was talking about, Fitchburg composers. We did 2 selections by a contemporary Fitchburg composer. Jennifer Jones.
Hey, we saw
Jennifer Jones.
we just saw Jennifer Jones. Shout out Jennifer Jones.
Shout out to Jennifer
She was
Jones.
just driving away. We didn't get to say hi.
And
Shout
I haven't, I'm working this with the Consort now, but we're anticipating the 2023 concert season to do music of New England women composers. And we would include Jennifer Jones in that list. And that's one of the things, I guess, that differentiates ourselves. How can I explain this? In that, some consorts, they insist that you have to play, that the ensemble plays period instruments doing period music. But no, I don't, we don't insist upon that at all. Whatever instruments we have handy, then that makes a consort. And again, it's not stipulated by how a consort is defined.
So I once saw
this.
favorite rap group of mine.
I was gonna play this.
a set with a chamber orchestra.
Okay.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
It was the Harvard Chamber Orchestra, and they played at this club called Oberon in Cambridge with a band called Still Gold, and it was really an interesting night. The music just sounded so big. So like when I went into it, I had no idea what chamber music was, so I assumed, they were like, it's a small orchestra. And I was like, so it's gonna be like not that big sounding. It'd be quiet.
No, it's not that big.
But it still did fill the room.
Yeah.
It was really interesting.
But I still think that chamber music has a certain degree of intimacy to it.
So I wanted to bring this up because
Who's that?
This is someone playing "Everybody Wants to Rule the World"
On the hammer dulcimer?
Yes. So if you're, I don't know, they can't see this. You're right. So if you were to play this would be like what you're explaining with playing someone else's composition.
Yeah, we're playing someone else's compositions.
Have you thought about, or is that something that you think about? We don't have to get into it, but that you think about is playing compositions that aren't the typical genre of chamber music.
Well, yeah. We do. Music from New England composers is not considered, standard, chamber music concert. The arrangements we had to do, So, yeah.
Do you who puts the arrangements together?
Me.
Really?
But, yeah, and then
Do you enjoy that part of the process, the arrangement?
Yes, very much so. Very much so. It seems to go. Yeah, I like it.
I ask only because I've been finding that I've been enjoying arranging things as of late. If someone gives me a beat for something, I've kind of liked maybe taking it apart and putting it into a specific order that I like. So I've been getting enjoyment out of arrangement lately too. That's kind of just why I asked.
Yeah. We're talking about like a digital arrangement?
Well, you're saying you're arranging as far as where each piece kind of fits into the overall scheme of how you want a piece to go from beginning to end.
Yeah, I'm working from a score.
Right, no, and I've been finding digitally I've been enjoying it that way, so I can see the similarities, that's all.
Okay, yeah, there it is. It is, it's marvelous. I do have the violinist, Lisa Kemsky, she double checks the arrangements. She looks for mistakes. I send over to her the original or the source material, and she compares it against the arrangement. Sometimes things are different because I'm arranging for musical instruments that aren't in the key of C. An alto flute's in G, so I have to transpose for that. To be the cornet's in B flat, I have to transpose for that. So there's those sorts of things.
I feel like that's I am by no means an arranger or a composer. Oh, that's probably false. But as far as sheet music goes,
It doesn't show. It doesn't exist on sheet music.
Not currently.
Huh?
You're for now. What I will say, and for those who are watching, who are maybe not into sheet music. My first instrument is it was trumpet.
Actually, there is sheet music of your songs. Floyd wrote it.
What?
Well, the drummer from my band wrote the sheet music for his songs because we needed to give it to another band to learn. So he did notate the song.
Did you retain the score?
Of course.
Oh, let's have it.
Yeah, we'll get it.
We'll get it to you.
Yeah.
For sure. But
I
so
mean, it has to be Pittsburgh. You live in Pittsburgh now, yes? Yes.
I'm from the area. I'm from New England.
Yeah, I know you're from the area.
No, but my first instrument I played was trumpet. Was it your favorite instrument? Trumpet also?
Clarinet.
Clarinet. Merrick,
I'm a dancer. I never
you didn't
played
play instruments?
No. But I love a good horn section.
Tuba.
No, that's a horny man right there.
You betcha.
I played tuba in high school.
Tuba.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's the same. It's roughly the same. So you could read sheet music. You've always been able to read sheet music.
Yeah.
Wait, did you hesitate?
Well, only because, yeah, I mean, yeah, I can read sheet music. It's just remembering back to high school days, I could read the bass clef. I was struggling to read anything in the the treble clef, but that's all done.
Okay.
But I'm still hard put when I'm looking at something in the tenor clef or the alto clef. I have to transpose it into.
Everything was numbers for me. I wrote everything in the numbers.
Okay.
That's the only way I knew. It's still to this day. If I'm going to even attempt to play the piano, everything has to be in numbers. And I cannot read sheet music. What do you think is like? You're now. I don't want to give your age away. The people can Google.
Well,
it.
I'm 66. So I don't care.
Y'all heard it. What do you think even now? Like, what do you struggle with as a musician? Like, or what's the biggest thing you've had to overcome as a musician? For me, it's still sheet music. Now it's more so of a. I feel like sheet music is, if you're not used to it, it's just it's all. I don't know. I feel like it's all the same, but it's still a daunting task. So I feel like a lot of people are gonna feel like, oh, I don't know how to read music. I'm not a real musician. Anyways, that's not you
Because I can read music.
exactly.
Right. And I've gotten better and better at it as I've started doing arrangements. But
What's your biggest?
but my hurdles as a musician,
Yeah.
discipline.
Heard that.
And I'm intimidated by the rest of the ensemble. So lots of times when I will choke or freeze up, if this would be in rehearsal, you generally go through. I'm okay in performances, but
You need those.
But discipline, I think. I need to get more practice time in. I need to stay more focused on what I have to do.
I feel like you're not the only person that.
No,
feels
I
that
know
way.
I'm not.
For sure.
AV can read sheet music. His first instrument was also the trumpet.
Oh, AV's first instrument was a trumpet. Let's go. Oh, so he could read sheet music. So he didn't have to put the 1, 3, 13.
Xavier still
14.
play trumpet? You still play trumpet?
It's
Do you still play trumpet, YDD?
no.
You still play clarinet?
No, sir.
If I had a trumpet, nah. But that's kind of. So that's why I brought up the pianos, because one of the things that I dabble in. I touch some keys every once in a while, but it's not a thing that I do regularly. But that's also and to the point about the trumpet. What happened?
AV says Cubase turns MIDI into sheet music automatically.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
That is actually Yo, so if I send you Black Fruit, we can sheet music all of because that's how Black Fruit was recorded in Cubase.
Then yes.
Sheet it up.
Sheet it up.
She.
Anyways, so obviously physical limitations now. So that's why I ask about it. You know, over obstacles, hurdles that musicians come through, because I feel like that's where everyone is going to everyone. If any musician, artist who watches this and doesn't resonate with discipline being one of their biggest hurdles, you know what I mean, like is doing something wrong maybe, I don't know. or doesn't think it's as important
Right.
as it is. But no, as far as playing music, I think I took sight for granted. I was just explaining to somebody. I was like, I've taken it for granted because like in situations where I rely on it, you know, and I don't have it, it's very frustrating. In situations now where I feel like I need it, it hinders me doing anything.
Sure. But the that's what prevents you from playing the trumpet is.
No, I'm just saying in general. If I were to try, like my son has a toy trumpet, and I was right, like it's, but I don't know how to read sheet music, or I don't, you know,
Right.
that.
But even if you could read sheet music, that's not the genre you're drawn to, is it? I mean,
Well,
you're more of a.
No, I love a good horn section. The genre of music, my favorite to this day.
Oh, I love a good horn section too.
Anything soul, anything funk, yeah, that's basically like, you know, where I'm happy, right? Like George Clinton is a happy place.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Ohio players, happy place. It's there are certain things that's like it's a you know what I mean? Like that's a.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, my boy.
All right.
Fuck it up to the tempo.
No,
Yeah,
but that's
yeah.
like a, you know what I mean? Like it's a
Yeah, yeah.
it's a happy place because it's I'm a sucker for a good horn section. Like
Telling
it's
you, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
But also kind of use like a drum in a way
Yeah.
too, to just like really hit and accent something.
Wait, do you know any horn players in the area?
I do not.
No saxophone player.
Well, I mean, I guess we could. Amy, who was it that did the
Amy McGee. What instrument she clarinet?
saxophone?
Saxophone.
Yeah, she's an alto. Well, she plays saxophone. I've just seen her play the alto sax,
Okay.
and she's got that little that saxophone ensemble that
Yeah.
recorded here.
Yep.
Yeah, fantastic. You know, and I guess she puts together the jazz band at the college. But the whole reason when you mention it is like, yeah, this has been a burning desire in my heart too, is that Fitchburg should have a kick-ass horn section. In fact, we should even call it, you know, the Fitchburg Municipal Horn Section. And I mean, I think opportunities are going to be arising with the plans of performances that once the theater block is renovated,
Absolutely.
you know. So there, all these performers are going to be coming to town. Most of them aren't going to be bringing their own horn sections, but to say, well, there's the Fitchburg Municipal Horn Section. Yeah,
If you know, if I could, that's what. So one of the things I talked to Noel about when I was like, oh, you know, you ever hear about you know, session musicians and like, you know, taking melodies, like creating melodies from instruments and then putting them into right, because this is what a lot of producer and beat maker culture is you know, it's made from, right? Like it's thriving off of this thing. But I also imagine too that in not just in the performing thing, I think that I know myself. If there was access to have a horn section in any of my music that I had, right? Like I know I would do that, which means I'm sure that somebody else would think about doing it.
yeah.
And I think just not having it available, because you know, if you guys aren't yet, you guys should go check out. Where can they find information on the Thurston Consort?
ThurstonConsort.org.
Okay. ThurstonConsort.org.
That's easy enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Very easy. Very easy.
Apparently, you've never been on the website.
Me?
Yeah.
I haven't. I just found out the other day that you have a Facebook page.
Oh, me personally, yes. Is that
Well,
where all
no,
that
no,
came
no.
from?
No, no.
The
You,
Thurston
yes,
Consort
yes,
has
yeah.
it.
The pictures came from Facebook.
Okay.
You personally, we've been friends for a little bit, but I don't know. You must have your privacy settings set to like ultimate maximum because
I don't know. I don't know a thing about Facebook.
Somebody made that Facebook for you.
No, I made it years ago following the instructions.
Oh.
That's because I got a notice that his girlfriend that I was, carrying a torch for, all of a sudden she sends me, I got a Facebook page. And I'm thinking, and
I better get one too.
I better get one too. But, then after I did all that, I emailed her saying, did you want me to contact you, or is this just the algorithm of a computer? And so it's the algorithm of a computer,
Oh, what was that?
So I got to
That
open.
notification, that invite friends.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it was like, oh, you let your friends know you have Facebook. Ba-bow, email list, ba-bang.
Yeah. There
Are
it
you
was.
are you still with said girlfriend?
No.
No, you missed it was a missed love connection
It was.
because it was an automatic invite from Facebook to also join Facebook.
Oh,
It was really a heartbreaking story, but he told it in a good way.
Yeah. Because in the end, it was.
In the end.
I'm glad we didn't reconnect.
Yeah.
Because it would have been like the third or fourth time that we gotten back together.
Oh, okay.
No need to do it a fifth time.
That was Zuckerberg before he knew it.
Let me tell you, fifth time is still not the charm.
Yo, you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Facebook is funny now though, where they will help you call people from your life. If they see you break up with that person, they'll like remove that person from your circle, sure. But like, they'll
What about
also-
people I owe money to?
I don't know.
Can we do that?
You just have to stop interacting with them.
Well,
That's it,
yeah.
then. Noel been off on the plug twice.
No. We okay.
That
Wait,
Facebook
before we go any further, because I now have to ask this question, because like I didn't want to not subject Noel to the other questions or random things that we may or may not ask anybody else who comes and sits on the couch or in the chair.
Yeah.
You have a girl. You have a love interest right now. You got a girlfriend right now.
No.
Like, okay. I just want to make sure, because you said you were going to a hot dog barbecue the other day. You were like, yeah, the ladies in my building's putting it together, and I was like, okay, Noel, ladies.
Yeah.
But it's not that situation. It's not. No, you no.
Well, I
you
had
guys,
a luncheon date today, but.
okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Get it in.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Sorry, hey, ladies, you guys heard that? Noel is single, and he is indeed single.
Well, that's a cultural reference that just flies over my head. What was that tune?
Careless Whisper?
Yeah.
George Michael.
Yeah.
That's
George-
that's it.
Okay.
I was singing the horn section.
It was fire though. Anyway, so lunch dates abound for Noel. Let's go.
Yeah. Yes, they're definitely a go.
Um,
So I have a question. Have you always loved chamber music?
Well, the Thurston Consort, because it's a consort, again, I have to get back to definitions or something, but it's not defined, but it's implied that if you're a consort, you're playing a specific genre of chamber music, which is generally referred to as early music.
Yeah.
And this would be music that's from the 16th,
Yep.
17th centuries.
The Baroque period.
Right,
basically.
Baroque and then back,
like bards and
pre-Baroque.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like what?
Yeah.
Like bards and shit.
Bards and shit, yep.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Okay. All right, now I'm in the era with you.
Now you understand.
Right.
Knights and fucking
Yeah,
water
yeah,
closets
yeah,
and all
yeah.
that. Okay.
Exactly.
So, having said that, early music, I remember as a high school kid, I would buy an early music album,
Yeah.
you know, and I would just wear it thin, listening to it over and over again. I always was drawn to that sort of music. The closest thing I could find when I was growing up and a young man was folk music.
Okay.
So you know,
Similar, but not.
not quite. So for 18 years, I played with a local band, and in that particular genre of folky, we were pretty well accepted, and that was we were the medicinal string band, and we did Irish jigs and reels. We did New England contra dances, so it was close. And then I played with the Joy After Sorrow English Country Dance Orchestra. So that was right into the genre, you know, to be playing English country dance music. And then I'm not sure how it is. I just wanted to do early music, play early music. So we got started, or you know, I mean,
You know, it's interesting because you told us how old you are, right? And I feel like you grew up in an era like right when, like, you know, not right when rock, but when rock music was at its best. And,
Oh.
like, it's interesting that you
Okay.
didn't, like, that you didn't play. Yeah, you know, as a musician at that time, that you didn't follow along with the trends and join a rock band or something.
right.
Yeah,
Well, tuba players are kind of frowned upon. You
I
know.
get that.
You know.
I don't know. I've seen the Roots live, and they have a tuba.
They have a
player.
tuba player who does a backflip with the tuba on.
and it's amazing. And ever since I've seen
Tuba,
that,
I was wearing a sousaphone or something. He's
no, he was wearing a tuba.
Tuba,
He
okay.
He did a backflip on stage
Wow.
with the tuba. It's the most amazing feat of, because also too is that the Roots is like there's 10 of them on stage. There's a guitar, you know, 2 guitarists, bass,
Uh-huh.
anyways, and then the tuba he comes from the back. He's doing it. He's getting, you know what I'm saying? He's getting, and he just busts out a flip, whole tuba, and you know, because the tuba's just big and it's shiny and it's a huge.
Yeah,
spectacle.
that would freak anybody out, including me.
Are you looking it up?
I'm trying to find a video of him doing it.
But that, so that's what shows allude to. That's my mystery is like.
And what is this band? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
This is the Roots.
The Roots, okay.
Have you
I'm
ever
sorry, I
you ever
interrupted
seen Jimmy
you.
Fallon?
Yeah. Is that the band that's on?
Yeah, the band.
That's the backup band? Oh, cool. I interrupted you. You were.
No, I was like, I always wonder, right? Like, why, to Show's point, like, you know, at a time you didn't divert from, or try to insert yourself into a band during a time where experimental hip rock was
Yeah,
happening.
well, I was a classical musical nerd growing
Okay.
up, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, I wanted to be in an orchestra as a tuba player.
Were you like trying to be like in a big symphony? Like,
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that
Yeah, I played in.
aspiration,
Yeah, that's a very competitive field, however,
I
as
know,
you can imagine.
I imagine. I can only imagine because I only know they only got like 2 chairs for the violin, and you know, if you're the first chair, you're basically, you know, you're dragging your thing on everybody else's forehead. That's my understanding of how that works.
Like
Yeah, hierarchies in
in
orchestras.
the hierarchy
Sure.
of the orchestra, do the tuba players get the most butt?
I would imagine it's the person playing the cymbals, because like, just like you're in the back, like.
Percussionist?
Yeah,
No.
you're in the back standing tall.
You clapping something.
You
No,
see
these-
me.
These guys, yeah.
You see me out here, back here shining.
Yeah, so I went to school at the Hartford,
In Connecticut.
Hartford Conservatory,
Okay.
and I was there for a few years, and then my guidance counselor, for want of a better word, he played trombone with the Hartford Symphony. I forget his name now, but he told me, look, if you plan on being a musician, you best plan on starving. That's what he said. to me.
Okay.
And I took it as legitimate criticism. And I left the Harvard Conservatory and I continued my studies at the Beehive Lounge, playing tuba for Joey Powell on piano. And we were doing, you know, pop music.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
I knew it. Fucking knew it.
You knew it was coming.
I knew you ran away and joined a funk music band. I knew
Was
it.
that, but was that because no. Okay, hold on now. Before you jump. Was that because it was paying the bills?
Well, yeah. Yeah, but I was also having a ball.
Okay, all right.
You know,
okay.
I mean, I was
Fair enough.
I was what, 19, 20? I guess it was about 20, and I wanted to drink and have a good time. Right.
I do. Oh, do I ever understand that? I feel like I just left that, honestly.
I wanted to ask you, we won't use names here.
Oh, I use names unless you're.
No.
Okay.
She's a member of my board of directors.
Oh yeah. Shout out to homie. I know who you're talking about.
Yes, but she, I've seen her on YouTube, I've seen her play the piano and the kazoo and the ukulele. But when you talk to her about music, she's very, no, I don't play music. She's very dismissive about it. But she's a pretty talented musician. You've known her a lot longer than I have. I'm assuming she's a hell of a piano player, isn't she?
That would be new. It would be news and a surprise to me.
Okay.
To be 100% honest, well, we can say we're talking about Marissa, right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
but I
So,
don't know
yeah,
whether
so-
she's going to want me bringing her
No,
up.
I'm. So
She's
like,
on my board of directors. I can't have her resigning.
We're talking about the Thurston Consort. She's not.
No,
to
we're
be-
talking about
so-
her.
Well, her. I know. Even so. So. To be honest, we hadn't. I don't know. At a certain point in time, when we've known each other for a long time, doesn't mean that we were cool. Like we were talking. Not that we weren't cool. I'm just saying like two different. So.
Well, here's
to
the
my-
answer. You've
to
never
my-
heard her play the piano? What's
If
that?
it happened during my childhood, I don't recall.
Okay.
And then there was a break in time where just like I you know what I'm saying, was not around. She has gone on to do great things.
Yes.
Came back and done great. The salsa thing, I didn't know that was a thing. I know. That is false. That's false. But I didn't know. No, it's not false. Did you know she had been in like dance tournaments, competitions?
Yeah.
See, so you think you know somebody
Right. Well, maybe I know her.
better than me.
Right. Well, I mean, before I met her, everybody was saying, "Oh, she's bigger than life. She's bigger than life."
From the outside looking in, yes, that is. The piano thing is maybe shocking, but I mean, I feel like people have hidden talents.
Right.
That, for one way or another,
Right.
they don't showcase.
Well, when we were
Speaking
doing the
of-
web,
hold on, Noel,
okay,
hold on,
okay.
Noel. Speaking of, I just posted this video of me doing a backflip, and really, to be honest, to tell y'all, the viewers at home watching, my caption was actually gonna be, "Show thinks he can beat me in a race?" ? But I thought the general public wouldn't understand what I was trying to get at. But if you have watched the show, you know that Show thinks he can beat me in a race, and like that's.
Derek did a backflip on a trampoline like a 6-year-old. Thinks that he's like the best athlete in the world. Are you fucking kidding?
Oh man.
He did a backflip on a trampoline, Merrick.
Yo, set up the race. Set up the race. No,
Like,
set up the race.
like you just stopped in the middle of the street
Set
and
up the
bust out a
race.
backflip. No, you were on a trampoline,
Set up the
Merrick.
race. Set up the race. There's 12 comments confirming my greatness in the comments.
I am one of them. I thought I was
There's
really
like
dope.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I thought it was
I didn't,
cool.
and also too, I didn't bounce. I didn't do a 1, 2, 3 bounce, 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 jump, jump, jump. Nah, I did a backflip from standing flat-footed, and also too, I would do it on the ground if I wasn't fucking terrified. You know what's crazy? You wanna know what I did on the first one? I actually over rotated and landed on my back. That's what happened because I was just so afraid because I couldn't find where my feet were. So. To what I'm trying to explain to y'all, like show is not understanding the level of athleticism that I possess. He's only known me in blindness. Let's just be honest here. He's only known me in blindness.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah. I see you walk a lot in blindness. I see you run a little.
It's not about running. It's not.
You still
I'm
gotta cross the finish line.
What I've been trying to explain is that sometimes doing certain things, walking, also in trying to explain my visual acuity and or what the world looks like to me, and or the fact that one of my eyes, the eye that I say I can't see out of, actually is a bunch of shadows, so it feels like shit is always passing by. It is kind of jarring. If you've ever taken psychedelics and been in a situation where
Yeah.
shit is just being thrown at you, then you understand kinda of what I'm feeling like. But also you can't, like, I can't put into like, hey, walking down a hallway is kind of jarring, but also I've sprinted down a street before, right? Like, it's mentally it's very difficult to grasp. I understand. But the fact that you still think that you can beat me in a race is preposterous. It blows my mind. It blows my. All right, I'm sorry. No, back to you. No, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I had to.
You
I
had a
to,
rant you had to go get out.
This man thinks he can beat me in a race, in a foot race.
I'll put it on the calendar for us.
We need to set this up at the festival because so that way we can make it a whole thing.
Oh,
We'll put a time slot. We'll put 10 minutes, a 10-minute race time slot down Boulder Drive, YDD versus show to end all races of all the races.
Yeah.
How far are we going?
That's a good question.
How far can you go? That's the question.
No, how far can you go?
Yo, I can go the whole Boulder Drive, the whole way, from Fidelity that's over here all the way down to Tacos and Tequila.
You heard it here first. The River City Rhythm and Rock Fest race.
Matter of fact, we don't even have to do that because the River City Rhythm and Rock Fest is happening in Riverfront Park. We can just do one solid lap around Riverfront Park, just one solid lap around the whole entire park, just to like. We might do this at like 1:45 just to start off. This is gonna be the inaugural event of the River City Rhythm and Rock Fest. Me busting show's ass in a race around the park.
Yo, you can place bets for it.
I'm gonna feel
Well-
like a real villain when I win. But
I hope the. I mean, we all know that the program's got a lot more to offer than a foot race.
oh yeah, so much more.
For
But
sure.
I
for
feel like
sure.
a real
What happened to
villain
the
when I
posters?
win.
I thought there were posters there.
Yeah, we have a
they're
bunch
right
of them. They're right there.
I took them out of the way. I didn't want to hide our beautiful portraits of our good friends AV and Showtime. I didn't want to cover them up.
We're gonna put one on the door. I didn't even think about that till now. Yeah, so you guys are watching. Make sure you guys come down September 17th to the Riverfront Park and enjoy us.
River City Rhythm and Rocks
Can we show
Festival.
a?
Here.
Can we show a poster? Oh, there you go. Or that.
Oh, you couldn't get us a big one, Merrick?
I didn't know if you tried to fight it in the camera. I thought this would make
You're trying to overcompensate. Show doesn't know where he's at in the
There
camera.
it is.
Oh,
Look at
there it
that.
is. Boom. So September 17th, 2 to 10 p.m. River City Rhythm and Rock Fest. We're gonna have a very, very fun festival. From 2 to 4 p.m. We're gonna have a drum circle, reading of the River Run Wild, a little foot race, so I can just you know what I'm saying, just end whatever is going on. We'll also have some. We will also have some kids music, possibly potentially some jazz music. I don't know where we're at with that. Maybe some Zumba. Also don't know where we're at with that. But ice cream, free water, free drink, free snacks. There'll also be a concession stand because I know some of you kids out there probably want like Skittles and like Snickers and like candy and chips, Smart Food,
Yeah, I do.
Doritos, Cool Ranch. We know you do, Mary.
Mary's gonna buy all that.
He's gonna buy all that.
Yep, I'm a child.
More importantly, we're able to connect together I'm actually. Well, we were actually. This to be honest, this is all Noel's fault. So if anything goes, if everything goes good, it's Noel's fault. If everything goes bad, it's also Noel's fault. Because he was like,
Shout out to Noel for birthing this idea into
Yeah.
existence.
that's so.
My
boom.
pleasure.
That's it. That's long story short. But no, it's going to be great. I would tell you the list of artists if I had it in front of me, but it's
But
a lot of them.
available on RCRR.
It is definitely available. Also, too, shout out to the people who I did not reach out to. Shout out to the people who didn't get back to me in time, and also shout out to the people who I just didn't get to reach out to. Did I say that already? I said that twice. Do I apologize
Shout out
twice?
to the people who let us know this year that they're ready for next year.
Yeah, that's a better.
Yeah.
So this has been a thing, Noel.
It's been what?
This has been a thing.
Yes.
Where in putting together any event, right? But I don't know. I don't know how usually other people do it. I assume it's by visibility, by the personal person who puts together the event's visibility of their talents. Anyways, a lot of backlash has come because I didn't reach out to everybody, or I didn't, you know.
But we only have a certain number of hours of programming that we could fill.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've all voluntarily given like our performance slots. We're not going to do them, and you know what I mean. Like we try to make accommodations for everybody, but you just can't please everybody else.
Can't make everybody happy.
Fortunately, you've got this podcast to offer.
Absolutely, we can bring people.
Oh,
in here.
wait a minute. No, not just anybody can come here.
Well, I'm assuming that those people who are upset that they weren't on your list are superb performers. Is that a good assumption? No, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. How one of the key things that coming on the show is to be doing certain things. Is to be
You have to be doing something.
you have to be doing something.
Something has to have happened in your life, professionally, personally, or whatever. You have to have a reason to come here. We don't just have everybody come here to just be like, "Hey, I'm this guy."
I'm here to talk and kick it.
So if you release the project, or if you're doing something, do something, and we want to talk to you.
Now, if it's something that we've overlooked or that we're not aware of, that's a different conversation. And that's where right, like you don't know every chamber music, you don't know every string musician, you don't know every brass musician in the area. You would like to,
Yeah.
as much as you want, but so sometimes when you put something together, if you don't include a certain musician, it's not, you don't mean harm, or it wasn't like, oh, I just didn't know. And that's kind of where we're at.
Okay.
It's like, hey, either we didn't know, or it was a first come first serve. Long story short, long story short, I don't remember what brought us to do this. Actually, no.
A grant.
I do. No. Okay, you can't. No, I literally. Well, okay, you can't say that, but I've been trying to tell people how, it's hard to get people to do stuff just out of the goodness and the kindness of their heart. And ultimately, the reason why the grant happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I a fool to say it came from the kindness of your heart? Because I had no input on it. I just want everybody to understand how this went. Me and Noel had a separate conversation about nonprofit things.
Right.
When I say nonprofit, I'm not saying not making. I'm saying nonprofit management activities. We had a conversation that was separate from any grant writing, any festival
Oh,
planning.
yeah, yeah.
Any event planning. Anyone. I just know.
I remember
know,
that conversation.
You were okay. I just want everybody to be clear. And then Grant RFP got announced. If you guys don't know what RFP is a request for proposal. Also in this, I realized how much information that we have to give the people about, not about what we have going on, but there's a jargon
Yes.
that even I don't know.
Right.
As
Yeah,
I
I'm
learned-
trying to learn it myself.
Yeah, as we
Shop
learned,
talk.
Exactly. So Noel was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna apply for this grant." Actually, no, he didn't even tell me he was gonna apply for it for the festival. That he was like, "Oh, do you think this would be a good idea?" Because that was a part of our conversation. Was like, "Hey, do you think this would be a good idea? How do we address getting more visibility on music?" And I don't know how it came to be the hip hop festival, but also in it being a hip hop festival, I was like, "Oh, this is a lot of people exist. It just has to happen."
A hip hop festival is something I wanted to do. I mean, I don't personally listen to. I don't know the first thing about hip hop, but I'm aware of the fact that it's there, and it's not just here; it's everywhere, and all the kids are listening to it. And I've discussed this with kids in my neighborhood when they're passing by on the way to the Y, and I'll ask them what they're listening to. I have no idea who they're saying it is, but let's hear it, So it's since this is the music of youth, then we have to provide provide for young, not only just young kids who listen to it, but for the young kids who write it, perform it, who do it. And as for getting the start of it and getting you involved, I mean, it was the terms of the grant was I had to be an art steward, and I had to involve a second art steward.
Yep.
And I did send you an email saying, I got to do this and I need another art steward. And you said, yeah, let's do it. And everything seemed cool from there. So then, I just filled out the grant proposal as they had it set up. And when the whole thing is over, I'm still on the hook for having to do a financial report at the end to submit with copious thank you notes to Newview for this.
Well, I know a couple people who can who help with some thank you notes as well.
Well, I know how to write a thank you note, but yeah, as many thank you notes as we can get into them. Yeah.
I think it's a great thing. And so what I would say, besides our interaction, we met for the first time. We had talks, Zoom sessions, COVID pandemic.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We had talked at a meet and greet.
Right.
The first meet and greet.
Yeah.
For the
It's the first time you ever met in the flesh, as far as I know.
Yep.
There was only one.
We met a previous time, but I think it was even more briefly and in passing. Anyways, so since then I've known about the Thurston Consort, and I understand the mission of the Thurston Consort to
provide concert opportunities for established musicians and student musicians. But there's actually this event fits in perfectly to not necessarily the Thurston Consort, but to the Thurston Consort Inc. Because we got our after I applied for a 501c3, the IRS reviewed it and they said, "You're a private foundation." They didn't say you're educational. They didn't say, you're a performance ensemble. You're a private foundation, and it's under the headings of a private foundations, is that I should be working to fund projects of other musicians in the community. So this one sort of slipped in just perfectly. into that.
Look at
Look at that fit in the box.
Look at God. I don't know. Let me not say look at God. Look at whoever it is that you. I don't want to offend anybody.
You heathen.
No,
The heathen doesn't want to offend anyone.
No. That's no. I don't. That's. No.
Oh, she's the heathen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Show.
I am the heathen.
Shows the heathen.
You know what they say about us heathens?
Yeah.
Fast.
Mm.
Light
I
on
don't-
our feet.
I don't know what that means. But,
Oh, he's.
Yeah. So.
well, like I told you, because you said, well, we're not gonna talk about it now. Like I told you, like you have the support of us here at Young Coffee. I would assume. I don't know. I can't see if anybody's head is shaking, but I assume that their hands are shaking.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, I told you just before the festival happened. I don't know how we can help better all things, but it is one of the number one goals of us here at Young Coffee
Is to promote culture.
to promote culture, to create opportunities, to put people in better positions to create their own opportunities as far as musicians, for artists in general, because it's in hip hop and in music in general, and how music goes today, right? And including yourself in who you were and all the musicians you work with. Like there's a in the way the world is going, technology wise,
Yeah.
it's not just it is music, but now the musician has to be a graphic designer, has to be a photographer, has to be they have to be all of these things,
Sure. Go find one.
and or be able to work with other people who are that.
Hmm.
So a lot of what we've been trying to do is to build that community, or to strengthen, not even just to build it, because I feel like the community is here, right? I feel like the community is here. The structures of how the community works is not there. Yeah. So some of that has to be built, and or things have to happen so people understand their roles. Lichen, you know what I mean? Lichen is the people who are not lichens. Liken to the people we are now organizing this one event, and it's we're a new breed of individuals who are organizing events, and to then either share our expertise and or share our knowledge to someone else who's going to have the questions, or to be able to guide and give advice to other musicians and other artists who are now who are climbing over that mountain. They're peeking over the mountain. That's how I feel about us putting together a festival, how it's coming together. Very short time. I don't think the people understand the short amount of time. You have a question?
No.
Oh.
I'm agreeing.
Oh. And the short amount of time that we've been able to put this together, the amount of support. I don't think there's not enough time for us to really explain the amount of support, the amount of work that we actually haven't had to do. I don't know if I should say this publicly.
Okay, but go
There's
ahead.
still a lot of work.
There's still a lot of work to do, but I'm just saying, a lot of people have and it's
shared in that work.
yeah, it's a good feeling, and I just hope that it's not I hope it's a signal to others that it's not us doing our own thing. It's us trying to lead a way, so that way we can all do our own thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very cooperative effort. We're all working. We're all pulling for each other. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a scary time. It's a scary time. It's fun though. It's very fun. K O to S, Papa.
13.
All right. We have these round of questions that we need you to answer before you go.
Okay.
Kinda basic, kinda not really, or you're gonna have to pull them up, please.
But you want to find out, what's what's here.
Yes.
The
Yes.
the inner man, as such as I am.
I don't know. We'll see how
It's
much.
a lot of surface level shit, Noel. Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's not deep, but it is thought provoking.
For sure.
I guess because you got to look up the questions.
Even yeah, well, yeah. I was gonna say even so is that we're not even gonna be able to surprise you. They're just gonna be up. Boom. Okay.
Oh, what's your guilt? What? First off, what is your guilty pleasure, Noel?
Guilty pleasures.
Where do I start? I mean,
Start with the guiltiest and work your way back.
Yeah.
start with most perverted, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Only pick. Only okay. pick the guiltiest thing that you're willing to say publicly.
right. Yeah, I know.
Because we have the receipts for later.
Well, the guiltiest that I would be willing to own up to is I take such real pleasure out of wine, not just regular wine. I mean, really good wine. In fact, when I was a young man, I worked. I've led a very checkered career, and the only career that I retained for about 12 or 15 years was a commercial winemaker. And I loved every minute of it. But those days are long gone, and I couldn't see myself climbing through a 17-inch manway.
Question. Now that you say wine, and you enjoy. Is it chamber music? I feel like there's another word for it. Let's just say chamber music. Have you ever drank mead?
Yeah, there used to be a mead winemaking here in Fitchburg, and they were really successful. I think they were kind of crazy, but they were successful, and the whole city was just pulling for them. They wanted to see them do something. But yeah, mead. When I was doing winemaking, I used to go to the New York State Department of Agriculture used to have these training sessions, and we would go to it was the ag station that was run by Cornell University, and it was just marvelous. And at the time I was there, I mean, I was looking for somebody specific, but he had retired, and the fellow who replaced him was really into honey. And so mead was something that he took very, very seriously. And the reason I bring this up is that from there, it's just there are all kinds of meaderies. Why do you ask? Do you drink mead?
No, I haven't yet. But it's a question because chamber music is to Show's point, when I think of chamber music, I think of Vikings.
Really?
Yeah.
Vikings? Okay.
Yep.
I like that.
Not Vikings. Not Vikings. I think the Middle Ages. Which I associate also with Vikings, but I know that's incorrect.
Correct.
I know it's incorrect, but
No.
in movies and some stuff like that, they get it correct. They get it incorrect also. So
Sure. Nobody's. You're the only one that's on a guilt trip, man. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, then also just then I thought about the homies and the people who might be watching this that are really into D&D and
Into what? And what?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, and Mead.
Turn-based role-playing games.
Mead shows up there, I'm sure.
yeah, really it was just AV in the chat. I don't know if he's watching, if he was like, yo, do you drink mead and play chamber music? But that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but anyway, I forget the name of it. But I guess you would call it a meadery, but it was right there on Main Street, where the across the street from, right there on the corner of where Mill Street comes up. That
Wait, is
block
this the
there.
old wine cellar?
No,
Is this the
that's
place?
something different.
Oh, okay. I was
No,
gonna
no,
say,
no.
'cause everybody's-
These
everybody's
guys,
been talking about that place.
these guys had a winery there, and but they also ran a marvelous what was it? A restaurant.
Okay.
You know, a diner. They had two of them on two separate levels.
All
They were
right.
great. But
All right.
anyway, so yeah, mead, great, fantastic stuff.
Fantastic.
You know, and wine is also part of. You know, I was thinking about this the other day. What is it that I'm trying to accomplish with the repertoire? I make arrangements of to bring the consort around to playing, is that a lot of it is very New England regionally based. You know, there aren't many ensembles, as I said, that do 17th century or 18th century New England music. I mean, for the most part, it's all vocal, but it's great. It's great stuff. But anyway, and in me, I think it comes from my training as a winemaker, because winemakers become very regional. You know, I'm provincial, but they become very regional. So, provincial, I'm Fitchburg. That's it, Fitchburg. I'm very Fitchburg oriented. Fitchburg, everything's Fitchburg. But when I say regional, it is like New England growers. We're New England growers, but then New England growers, and this is the growers, I think about it, not just the winemakers. But then they differentiate themselves from the Long Island vineyards.
Right.
I'm a Long Island vineyard. You're New England, I'm Long Island. You know, and from that, I wish I could remember the nomenclature, but that was their, I was going to say Appalachia, maybe it is Appalachia, but
Appalachian, yeah.
that's this is our region, Long Island, New England. And
Yeah,
then-
the Appalachian
and
Mountains. Shout out to the people
So then
in Appalachia.
but I bring that back
They're
to
out there.
to the music, you know,
Yeah. That's,
very, very, very regional oriented.
I wish music was oriented, but if anything goes off Brandy Blaze's this not Boston tweet, then people don't know, and also we still beefing about what is and what's not Boston. So. All right.
Well, we're on the other end of the rail line, you know.
For sure. That's all I
so
know.
we're
I grew
we're all
up
family.
I grew up a very long time with people just constantly being yelled at all throughout the 90s and really the 2000s. They made it known that, hey, if you're not from Boston, please don't say you're from Boston. So the fact that into 2022 that it's still like, yo, all these other places is still not Boston, I can believe that's still a thing. But also, if you're in Boston and in the city of Boston and y'all beefing about what people call what is and what is in Boston, then you should realize that there are cities in the United States that are as big as Massachusetts as a whole, and you should relax. And especially if you make any type of music and or art in the city, because you know what I'm saying, like New York City has the same amount of people as Massachusetts as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Like they got way more struggles than for one little.
Geographically, they're not as big.
That's exactly. But I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean, like. But similarly, the post is about the tour thing. People in California, people in Texas, people in New York, et cetera, if they have enough per capita people, like they don't never have to leave their state to be successful. And we're beefing about whether or not you can cross counties or not.
So you feel pretty strongly about this, don't you?
What do you say?
You feel pretty strongly about that.
Well, yeah, it's because I've also lived in Texas, and so it wasn't until I moved to I've known this for a very long time, but I don't know if people understand that there are artists, there are hundreds of artists, musicians who aren't flashing it, who aren't whatever, who are successful by just doing their job. They're not worried about, oh, I'm from this place, that place, this, and then the third. And I think it's just a silly thing when you're in a market that isn't as big as other markets that seem to not care as much.
Okay.
right? Like somebody from if you say you're from California, they're not gonna be like, oh, you from. Well, no, they're probably gonna be like, oh, I'm from X, Y, and Z. I'm just saying, like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm from the West Coast, right? Like, I'm from the West Coast, or I'm from this and the third, or I'm from X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it doesn't matter as much once you get outside of the state.
Yeah, but like, if you say that you're from Compton, are you from Crenshaw or are you from Malcolm X? So even a place smaller than the geographic location that you're talking about, they have that distinction there. It's just like wherever there's people and wherever there's lines dividing them, they will just be divided.
Everybody should be divided. No, I get that.
You know what I mean? Because Crenshaw Boulevard and Malcolm X Boulevard are.
I'm just trying to establish leeway. Like we need there needs
Where
to be.
you from, homie?
Yeah, like we don't have those problems. So if somebody says they're from Boston and they're clearly not, no one is gonna check them and be like, yo, you not from Boston, B. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get beat up because you're not from Boston, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
You might.
So it's like when I was out in Indiana, I told everybody I was from Boston because I didn't feel like trying to explain where Pittsburgh was.
exactly.
Okay, got it.
You know what's funny is that I went to places and I tried to tell them where Boston was and they thought it was in New York. Which, like, if you look at the thing and you see where Massachusetts is and you see Massachusetts next to New York, then sure, you might think that. I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, all right.
Next
Quick
question.
questions. There are a lot
Should we
of
go
questions.
quicker through these?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. All right, which band or musician, dead or alive, would play at your funeral?
James Brown.
Let's go. All right, which words or phrases do you use the most?
Word or phrases?
Do you use any? Do you overuse any phrases?
For the people? What's a Luddite?
A Luddite?
Yeah.
A Luddite is somebody who is resentful of technology.
There you go.
They're anti-technology.
There you
Why
go.
have I used that word?
Yeah, you use it often.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was when I was explaining why I don't know my ass from my elbow.
Yep.
Okay. And I say, what do I know? I'm a Luddite. Yeah.
Okay. Who are your heroes in real life?
My heroes
Yes. Do you have heroes?
from history. My historical heroes.
Yeah. Heroes.
Someone who means something to you.
Oh, well, that's easy. Then Franklin Roosevelt, and that was before my time, but Franklin Roosevelt. I grew up in a house where every wall had a picture of Franklin Roosevelt on it. And then,
That is very interesting, Noel. I'm not gonna lie to you. We don't have time to delve into that right now,
Right.
but that's very interesting.
okay, let's push on.
No, I'm serious. Like you had every now. Okay, maybe it's not interesting because I've been in black households that have Obama, and I'm just like, why do you have Obama? Why is there a picture of Obama? He's not part of the family.
I mean, isn't he though?
Well, he's,
But he's the president. I know.
Yeah.
I get it. But
It's
I
his fucking story.
yeah, he's a historic president. And he was damn fine
Okay,
president.
maybe I'm okay. Maybe okay. All right. It is not something that me, myself, your dad would do ever.
Me, myself, your dad. Well, my dad would. No, I think it's. I mean, I'm of the age where there a generational crossover from the Depression. You know,
Right.
Franklin Roosevelt was the poor man's friend,
Yep.
and that it was not uncommon to see his picture on every wall of people's houses. It was particularly amplified in my house because my mother grew up in the Hudson River Valley, the home of Franklin Roosevelt. And not only that, but her family was her parents were very politically active with the Democratic Party. They became Democrats the same year they decided they were going to become Catholics. And it all has to do with New York State politics, how all that happened. But that's history. That's, Imagine what you know, I remember you saying things are, what a tough time we're living in.
Mm.
But imagine living through the Great Depression, man. And that's what my parents did.
All right.
Next question.
Heroes, I assume being a Luddite, you didn't have no screen name.
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, we could probably skip over that.
All right. When you think about success, what comes to mind and why?
Well, it doesn't take much for me to feel successful. You know, I'm a fortunate man that I'm, you know, living in a city. I collect Social Security. I've got an apartment that is subsidized by the housing authority. So you know, in so many respects, I have it made. What's success? Success is, I mean, right now I'm defining success as being with the Thurston Consort. Success is every time we get together and play music. Long-term success is that when I'm dead and gone, there will still be a Thurston Consort. How's that? That's success.
All right. Hard-hitting questions, and then we'll come back to the seriousness. Also, shout out to us out here living off Social Security. Hey.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
You know,
I thought,
America, you know,
yeah,
thank you.
America.
I appreciate the hard work. Thank you.
Keep thinking, y'all.
Yo, hey, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I can do to help.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I will say I did have a pre-week. My pre-week was crazy, and I had this doctor's appointment. It was the terriblest, and like, yo, for all the hardworking Americans out there, like, really truly thank you, because you know, I might lose my shit out here.
Yo, we appreciate you too, Derek.
Good. Yeah, because honestly, if it weren't the case, I wouldn't have the time or the mental capacity to do all the things that I'd be trying to do. If I'm 100% honest, I just, you know, having more time on my hands to think about ideas, and also to decide if an idea is a terrible idea before I even bring it to the homies is a luxury I don't never want to give up. All right.
Yep.
Also, I do be bringing ideas before I even think about them. So take that. All right. Would you rather wear a monitor that beeps when you're lying or beeps when you're attracted to someone? Hot seat. You gotta answer quickly. You can't think about this too fast.
Lying.
Okay. Damn. You know what? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You out here. Beep, 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 beep. Girl, you know you fine. Would you rather blow your nose with sandpaper or use bubble wrap instead of toilet paper?
Bubble wrap.
Yes. All right. Would you rather be able to erase people's memory or predict their future?
More profit in predicting future. Yeah, I'd rather do that.
Yo, you guys are sleep, boy. Are you kidding me? I feel like that answer changes every week. It's fine. All right. Would you rather face a fork in the road or forced between picking 3 doors? So 2 choices or 3 choices? 50-50 or 33.3%?
Yeah. I got it. Fork in the road.
Boom. Would you rather never be able to use search engines again or never use smartphone apps again? No, do you even have a phone?
Never use a smartphone app again.
No, do you have a cell phone?
I do.
Okay. Do you use it?
Yeah, I use it, but it's a flip phone. You know, it's
Yeah, I listen. Okay. All right. Would you rather? Okay. Would you rather see one of your parents have an affair or see your spouse having an affair? Hypothetically.
Well, I've seen my parents have affairs, so I guess I'm okay with that. I mean, I had an affair, and that's why I don't have a spouse anymore.
Yo, fucking honesty, my boy.
Yep. It's real life.
Oh.
That's real life.
I mean, but same though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
See, you know what I'm saying? No, this is why I came in here today and asked the questions about the hot dog barbecue. You know what I'm saying? Player.
Player. Oh, yeah.
All right. All right, here you go. All right, last set of questions, or last set of fast questions.
Yeah, yeah.
What is the most embarrassing or worst thing your parents have ever caught you doing?
Oh, my parents caught me doing.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, masturbating, I guess.
Let's go!
You in there beating it?
I feel like there might, like, I don't know. I feel like that might have been a regular occurrence.
Well, yeah, of course it's a regular occurrence. Any house has got a boy in it.
As long as there's been meat, somebody been beating it.
For sure.
For sure.
Okay. Has anyone ever started a rumor about you? And if so, what was it about?
Well, I mean,
What was they talking about?
what, you want to hear the current rumor?
Yes.
Let's go right now.
Yes.
The current rumor is that I am nothing but a puppet for the Fitchburg Housing Authority.
Damn.
And that's why I'm not getting involved with a creation of a, citywide tenants association. You know?
Interesting.
Where the truth is, I wouldn't get involved with the citywide tenants association. I don't want to hear other people's problems. I got enough in my own building.
Okay, yeah, oh yeah. For sure.
No.
But apparently that makes me a puppet of the housing authority.
Damn, somebody got their hand up your back.
Oh.
Ventriloquist.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time.
Oh.
Okay, that question's coming up. Oh, if you could bring one dead person back from the dead, who would it be?
Well, how honest do you want me to be?
As honest as you want to be.
Good to you, man.
Okay. So I'll pass over that one.
Okay, who was the dead person you would bring back?
Um,
Oh, you're not. Oh no, he passed. So I'm not gonna. Let's not bring it up. You can tell us off camera. If you want, well, if you feel comfortable enough with telling us off camera.
Well, because it would seem self-serving, or I'm not sure. It's highly emotional.
It's,
You know, I would say I would like to have my son back, please.
Okay.
You're a father.
Yep.
Can you imagine?
I absolutely. For sure is also that fathers.
So you can imagine.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'd like to have my son back, please.
Absolutely. Have you ever been electrocuted?
Yeah. You mean like
Like
passed out and?
No, just shocked. Stuck your finger, taser gun.
Yeah, several times.
Stuck
Several
your finger
times.
in. What do you mean several times?
Well, I used to work in one of my second career from after I was a winemaker, was working in electronic labs,
Okay.
and I
okay,
used
okay.
to pick up hot leads all the time, which I wasn't paying attention.
Did you have to wear those like guard things that keep you grounded?
Well, only if I was working with computer boards that to make sure I didn't have static charges in me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's
Or-
just to protect the parts, not to protect you.
Yeah, they didn't care. They didn't care if you got electrocuted.
Well,
Just don't short my don't
but
short my
I mean,
circuit.
I also did lab work where I was in an explosive situation, and I mean explosive. What these people were making were explosives, and so I had to be grounded so I didn't send out a shock, unwanted shock, and start an explosion.
Okay. All right, couple more questions here. Oh, but
I only had that gig for about 2 weeks, though. Good thing.
All right, have you ever had anything waxed? This might be a nuanced thing because this is
We're talking about hair and
Yep.
stuff like that. No,
no.
no, I've never had anything waxed.
I think that's a good thing. I think you might want to keep it that way. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right,
It's not the most comfortable thing.
it is not the most
Right.
comfortable.
Well, I had a neighbor. That's what she did for a living, and I remember thinking to myself, "You could wax me any day, anytime."
No, that's usually
That's
that's-
where these questions are heading.
yeah. What's your favorite microwavable food?
Oh, I don't have a microwave.
Hey.
I got rid of my microwave years ago because I didn't like how the food came out. I don't care how fast it was. And there were other philosophical reasons for getting rid of the microwave. And now it's because I don't have space on my counter.
Cook everything in the oven. All right.
Yeah, or on the skillet.
Have you ever licked a battery?
Licked a battery?
Yeah, yeah. Have you ever
Oh,
licked
yeah.
a 9-volt battery?
Yeah. And felt the tingle in my mouth? Yeah.
Okay.
What about a penny?
Have you ever licked a penny?
Not to my recollection, but
Like
I'm
change?
pretty sure I have. Yeah, I think I remember having coins in my mouth.
Yeah.
Fun fact, did you know that pennies, batteries, and buttholes all taste the same?
I didn't know that. What bubbles?
No, not bubbles.
Not bubbles.
Buttholes.
Oh, buttholes.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
He's not so sure about it.
He's not sure about that. He's not sure about that one. It's fine. It's okay. Some of us have had the terrible experience. Other of us.
I mean, terrible. Speak for yourself, my boy.
No, I didn't say. No, I'm saying like the terrible experience of when you get that shocking tingling feeling on the tip of your tongue.
That little shocking tingle.
Yeah.
From any one of the objects you have just mentioned.
It seems like if you're not
Exactly.
expecting it.
Yeah, if you're not expecting it, but I feel like if you're partaking in any of them activities,
Some people just lick batteries just because they find a 9-volt laying around and just like,
yeah, like I don't have the resources to test if this is
just 'cause
working
it's
or
there,
not
you know
working.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Also, too, like you might have a little smudge on your penny. You never know why you might have to get that smudge off.
You never know.
Yeah,
Accidents happen, my boy.
for sure.
Um,
No, last question
Yes, please.
before show hits you with the. I don't know what his deep soliloquy was about to be, but it was gonna be.
Show's got a soliloquy.
Yeah.
show soliloquy.
Show soliloquy. So, thank you for kicking with us today.
Oh, my pleasure.
I really like welcome to Long Outro.
Oh yeah, it is the longest outro.
We appreciate you guys very much. I hope you guys have enjoyed our conversation with Noel. I hope you guys come to. Actually, I don't hope you better come to the River City
River
Rhythm
City
and Rock
Rhythm Rock
Fest.
Festival, or we probably are not friends anymore.
That's just how it has to be. Noel will be there. Make sure you guys. We're gonna have to get like Noel a shirt or a hat, or get him a big inflatable joint so you guys know where to come and like say what's up and like all the other things.
Did you want me to play hammer dulcimer at that thing?
Do you want to play hammer dulcimer at that
Or
thing?
did you want me to play hammer dulcimer?
I mean, yes, but also you said that you were unsure because you couldn't get anyone else. So
Yeah, I
wasn't-
would do it, but my musicians, no, they don't. They. It's a corporate policy. Sorry.
Understandable.
Right.
So.
But
there
me,
is-
I'm there.
there is Noel will be there. we are doing a drum circle for the first hour and a half or so. If Noel is there playing the hammered dulcimer, but then perfect. See,
Yeah.
So crazy.
it's gonna go exactly. It's gonna go crazy.
AV said that he loves a hammer dulcimer.
But so I didn't know what it was at first, or I didn't know the name.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm rocking. Also, I want to solidify, figure out how, or maybe we should like write a grant to do this this thing to have musicians come in and like record melodies of different instruments that we can put out.
You
We're
wanna
gonna
you-
make a Thurston Consort beat tape.
That's what
sample pack.
That's what I'm saying. That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be a second volume to Music of Pittsburgh composers. So
So if we can take some of those things, not take some of those things, but yeah, okay, then we will work it out.
This studio, formerly known as Zendan, but now called what?
The coffee house.
Coffee House,
We
is
did
the Thurston Consort's recording studio of choice.
Let's go.
Oh well, then we all family then. All right. Well, 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds.
Yes.
You get 30 seconds to say what you want about whatever it is that you want, and I want you to take it as if this is going to be broadcasted to the entire world.
Yes.
Right. So whatever it is,
7 billion hearts and minds.
watching
You
you,
get to say
you get to say whatever you want to say
anything.
to them.
The message you want to get across. to the entire
Talk to them right here.
world. Right there.
Hello. I wanted to talk to you about regional music. Regional music, regional musicians are a rare gift for every community, and that we have been here for a long time, from decades and decades and centuries ago to today to the latest iteration, and that you have to support local music, just like you have to support local agriculture. Thank you.
No harm.
Does that work?
Yes, let's go.
How close to 30 seconds was that?
You still had 10 seconds to go.
Okay, well.
Boom.